Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Keyondra.
And I'm Kim.
And we are Jolie Noire.
On today's video, we are doing 21 questions. We decided to let you guys get to know more about us, who we are currently, by doing 21 questions. The question list is generated from just questions that are popular, things that are not so, popular questions, and then just some things that we felt like you guys should know about us. So if you want to know more about us, keep watching. So the first question is, what is the meaning behind your YouTube name?
Well, I'm gonna let her take this.
So the meaning behind Jolie Noire is actually it translates, it's French, and it translates literally into pretty black. It's the feminine versions of both of those words, so it's pretty black girl. We dropped the middle, like I think it's feel or something, I can't pronounce it actually, but we dropped that, and so it means pretty black girl, but literally it translates into pretty black. And what we the thing is that when I was searching for a name for our new brand, I wanted something that meant something and meant something to us, and that was I mean just honestly that would work well visually as well as brand wise, and that would be able to kind of travel a little bit farther. And I really love the name. It does not exclude any races. It just tells us as black women to embrace who we are, our beauty, without excluding other people. It says, hey, we're beautiful too, we're pretty too, not meaning that you're not. It just, women of color, and it's just, we just so happen to be black girls. So for the second question, do we have any kids?
No, we don't have any children, and we's not married.
Nope.
So when we get married, that's when we will have children. Right. But and for anybody who's had kids or anything like that, and you making it and you pushing forward and you still working and doing what you need to do, hats off to you. Right. You're doing good, Right. And so not to be negative or down anybody who has children, because children are a blessing. But no, we don't have any. Right. And again, hats off to those of you who are kicking it and doing what you got to do with your babies.
So for question number 3, if you were another person, would you be a friend to yourself?
I would be a friend of myself, but I think that I would be a really good accountability partner for myself, because I would keep myself in check, like for real. I have like really great friends, I do, but and for the most part they keep me accountable. And my sister, I consider her to be my friend as well, and so she keeps me accountable. But honestly, I don't know, like nobody can keep you accountable for you like you. And so I think that I would just, I would really get myself together, because, Keyondra, she be tripping sometimes and stuff, like,
Right. True. So when I thought about this, because I think this is one of those kind of thinking questions, it's like, it kind of makes you kind of look inward, and you're like, okay, would I be a friend of myself? Am I a good enough person to be a friend? Not good enough, but am I a good person to be a friend of? And what I ultimately did come to is that yes, I would be a friend to myself, but it is something that you would think about. You don't want to hesitate. Not hesitate. You don't want to jump in and be too hasty and say, oh yeah, sure, I'll be my friend. But just really thinking and taking that time to be able to say, what about me? This is a good time to say, what about me can I change? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that I don't like about myself that would make me not want to be a friend? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that it's a really good opportunity, because I don't think that we get to do that enough. I don't think we're challenged to do that enough. Yeah. So this is a really good thinking question in that way. But I did ultimately say that I would be a friend to myself because I am loyal, and the negative things about me.
Yeah, when you think about the positive things.
Right. The positive things, but even the negative things, because you know, you in a relationship, you take the good and the bad, and even in a relationship with yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because we're in a relationship with ourselves. I think that a lot of people, they have self-esteem issues because they don't realize that it's the good and the bad things that make you who you are, and you know, not stressing over those things, not taking yourself so serious, but taking yourself serious enough to make the changes that you need to make, you know, to get the relationship with the Lord that you need to get, to be a friend to other people, you know, things like that. I think those are the important things, and I definitely think that those are the things that make you have the best relationships that you have, and then, you know, ultimately make you a great person.
That's good.
Yep. So number 4, what is the first thing that you notice about people?
Honestly, the first thing that I notice about people when I see them, look at them, talk to them, whatever, is, you know, their face. Like, you know, that's what we looking at and stuff, you know, when we talking to people or whatever. But I mean, I notice, like, you know, just, you know, not just the fact that, you know, I'm looking at your face, but I look at other things. Like, you know, if you have like a pimple here, you know, if you got a little, you know, mustache and you're a woman, or like it's stuff like that, like it sticks out, like, and so, you know, I can't help but to look at it, you know, not judging anybody at all, but those are just definitely things that I look at, because I could probably have a pimple, you know, and somebody would probably notice that as well. I think we all, you know, pinpoint those types of things that stick out, you know.
Yeah, I look at a person's, actually what they have on and what they look like, too. So, like, I mean, not necessarily looking, I mean, of course, you kind of, if it's that obvious, a pimple or something like that, you would notice that. But really, even just thinking about from a distance, I think about, like, I look at what they have on, especially if it's something that's really nice. I'm like, oh, that's really cute. And if it's something that's not so nice, then I'd probably be like, you know, in my head, like, I don't know. I don't even think I would make a note about it in my head unless it was just really bad. Like, I don't even know how bad, but anyways, but like if it just wasn't my taste, then I just wouldn't, you know, I would just see it, but would look past it. Does that make sense? So number 5, do you have any special talents?
Congratulations! Ooh, I don't have any at all.
Okay, after all that, none. Okay.
Well, it's obvious that I sing. Okay. Yeah.
So you guys have heard her talent, or one of her talents, and one of my talents is that I do. I can sing, but I don't sing.
She sings well, y'all. We harmonize in the car and everything.
That is no.
She's soprano. I'm alto. I switch between alto and contralto. She's she sings. She does.
So, but yeah. So
and I think she's a great stylist. I think that you know that. Well, you know, I don't know.
I don't think that that's like really so much as a
talent.
Yeah, talent. I think it's more like a skill.
She told me.
But that's what I think of it. So number 6, where were you born?
We were born in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yep. Louisiana, born and raised.
On the playgrounds where we spent.
Well, actually, we weren't completely.
Chilling out.
That's right. So number 7, what are your hobbies?
I like reading. You know, we love
reading,
shopping.
Writing, arithmetic. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I hate man. But no, I love writing. I do. I love writing. Actually, it's therapeutic. Yes, I'm a songwriter. You can get my music on iTunes. You know, amen. Hallelujah.
Or you can stream it.
Or you can stream it. Spotify. Yes, Keyondra Lockett. Go get it. All right, no, but and thank you when you do. but no. So writing is very therapeutic. We love reading.
Like you said, shopping.
Yeah, shopping.
Eating.
Eating.
And more eating. Well, we have to do less eating, but still, it's, you know, it's a nice hobby. And social media.
Social media, definitely. Yeah. I think that social media is also, you know, more so like it's a job, you know.
Yeah. We use it for dual purposes. So, number 8, what is your occupation, or what are your occupations?
I'm a doctor.
And I'm a nurse.
No, but I'm a singer. So yeah.
Singer/songwriter.
Yes, singer/songwriter. I always forget about the songwriting part. Like I focus more so on the artistry or the artist side of who I am, and not the songwriting. But songwriting, jacks. Amen. Amen.
And I'm a wardrobe stylist, fashion stylist, wardrobe stylist, however. That is what I do. And then, of course, we are, I say it's like a family business because our mom manages her, I style her. And then,
but we're in business together as well because of, you know,
because of Jolie Noire.
Yeah.
But, so that's like this is like our side thing of of the other family. So it's like two family businesses, which is pretty cool. But, yeah, so then we're also entrepreneurs. Boom! So, number 9, what would you name your children? I would name my children, I've thought about this, I've given it thought for years. And so I've thought about like Kyan for a boy, Jace for a boy. I've thought about Chloe, but then Chloe has become so popular since I thought about that. So I was like, not so much. But I have thought about Cecilia for a little girl.
Cecilia?
Yeah, Cecilia.
Wait, I thought that there was something negative.
Cecilia means, I think it means like death or something. Don't quote me on that. But, you know, it was one of our dad's family members' names. So I kind of liked that. But I don't want to name my child anything that's like negative. But I do want my children to have the same initials because we have the same initials. And our mom's sister, one of her sisters, has, her 2 daughters have the same first name initials. And I thought that was pretty cool. We don't really have a family tradition that we just like carry on. So I want to do something like that.
For me, I really didn't have anything, you know, any names that I would just off the top of my head name my kids or whatever. If I had a girl, probably Madison.
That's cute.
A boy,
Madison. Charlie.
A boy, I don't know. Madison.
Mason. Mason.
Better. I like that. Mason. Yes.
Mason and Madison.
That's cute.
I named
it with
your
the
children.
tradition.
I named your children.
Next question.
How many countries have you visited? We've been to 2 countries, other, of course, than the United States. We've been to Mexico, and we have been to Germany. How would you describe your fashion sense?
I'm more so of a girly, you know, type. You know, I love pink. Pink is my favorite color. And so I love, like, you know, things like that. But I'm wanting to venture out into more edgier things. I love leather jackets. But yeah, so, you know, I like I said, I love being, you know, girly, but I love edge as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and I would say that my style was whimsical, but then also kind of classic at the same time. I actually like both. Actually not really classic, more practical, I would say. So that would be like what I would describe my style as more practical but whimsical at the same time. I like ruffles, I like details. I do like to add elements of, you know, like edge and things like that, but I mostly like to keep things soft and nice and flowy, you know, things like that, and with nice pops of color. Team iPhone or Team Android? We are Team iPhone.
Definitely.
Always.
Always and forever.
Yeah, we've been Team iPhone since the iPhone came out. I can't leave them now. Tell us one of your bad habits. One of my bad habits is eating too many sweets.
One of my bad habits is clearing my throat. I clear my throat often. I have for years. And it's not really good for me as a singer, you know. So I'm learning now to, you know, make sure that I don't do that and do all that I possibly can different to clear my throat, you know, other than the normal, you know. I kind of want to do it now.
Just talking. What's a favorite childhood memory?
A favorite childhood memory of mine would be when we were stationed back in Clarksville, Tennessee, or rather Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And it's not too far from Clarksville at all. But I remember living in this community called Gardner Hills, and it was really cute, and the name is cute too, Gardner Hills. And so I just remember being at home in our house and sitting in the living room like during the winter, and it snowed, and so we would watch like Power Rangers and you know, different things like that, you know, TGIF, you know, stuff like that, and you know, really enjoy with my family. So yeah, Christmas in that house was good. I remember my mom cooking chess pie, like all that, like those were just really good memories. Those were really good times. They were.
Yep. For me, it's Christmas. Like all the Christmases. I don't think it mattered where we were. My favorite time of the year is Christmas, but my favorite, and I think it's because of my childhood memories, because our parents made sure that Christmas was good for us. It really wasn't so much as the things that we got. We got a lot of the things that we wanted, but it was just, I don't know, it was so warm, and it was a really good time. From the Christmas movies, like the cartoon movies that I would still watch today, to the chocolate candy calendar that I would still eat today. Like these are
They have some in Whole Foods.
They do, and I'm going to get
World
one
Market.
because I want one. That chocolate was like the best chocolate.
It was.
German chocolate
Godiva,
is
like,
so
no lie,
good. It is just so good. If you've never had one, I'm willing to bet that the one at Whole Foods is the German chocolate. So that's the one that you need to get because it is the best. But yeah, Christmas in our house was just the bomb. And so now it has a warm place, whatever, a spot in my heart, simply because of the childhood memories that we have.
Right. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yep. When is the last time you cried?
The last time I cried was during that movie. We watched a movie the other night called The Case for Christ. And it was about this guy who was an atheist turned pastor. Now, it's a true story. He's a pastor in Houston, Texas. And his wife, their daughter had really a near-death experience. And his wife came to the knowledge of Christ because of the nurse that saved their daughter. And so, you know, the husband, he was dealing with it like for months, dealing with the fact that, you know, they had this one non-belief, and then now the wife changed up on him. She switched it up. And so he did his research and just really came to the knowledge of Christ. And it was a beautiful thing, you know. One of the scriptures in the movie, it was very touching, and it was Isaiah,
I think 36 and 26.
Yeah, and it talks about how God will, basically how God will transform your heart of stone to a heart of flesh. And it helps me to know that, you know, through all the things that we deal with and go through, because sometimes we can be very cold-hearted. Even as Christians, you know, you got some decisions that you need to make and you don't want to make them. Nope. You got people to forgive, can't hold grudges. Nope, I'm going to hold it against them. No, you know, you can't be that way. And so thanks be to God that he will allow you to, you know, come to your senses and realize that, hey, but it ain't worth it. It's just not worth it at all. And so I thank God that, you know, he will turn your heart of stone into a heart of flesh. And even for those who, you know, you're not living that life, but there are people in your family or, you know, friends or, you know, that they have very cold hearts, God will change them. Just keep praying.
And in that movie, actually, the wife, that became her prayer, that the Lord would change her husband, take her husband's heart of stone and make it into a heart of flesh. And so, you know, that combined with the research, you know, of course, just fervently praying. You know, Jesus said that we can ask for anything when we're in him, and that's part of anything. So if we just continue to ask, then, you know, I believe that he'll grant that to us because the Father wants to do great things for us. And that is a great thing because it's his will that we all be saved. Though we don't all choose him, it is his will that we will. And but the last time I cried was then too, because it was a touching story. It was a great story. The fact that he became saved, their children, they had a son, and he I think he teaches theology, and their daughter, she is she's an author, best-selling author and Christian author and things like that. And I mean, it's just amazing.
Just off that one decision that they made.
The message of Christ is moving.
It is. Yeah. So awesome.
Why did you decide to go natural? I decided to go natural. It's a funny story. Back when I was in high school in 2004, that's when I graduated, and I was a senior. I was looking at my hair. At this time, I was wearing my hair in this, because I had a relaxer, but I was wearing it wavy. Think about like Sanaa Lathan when she went to, in Love and Basketball, when she went to Italy. Like, that's how I was wearing my hair. But my hair would wave up, so I kind of got curious about what it would really do, like if it was like some sort of a curl pattern or something like that. And it really made me curious, so I wanted to go natural. I was like, but I didn't really have a plan because my hair was also thinning. It was getting really thin. It was horribly thin because of the relaxers and things like that. I don't have like super thick hair now, but it's so much thicker than what it was. But yeah, and so the way that I transitioned was we met a lady that did her group's hair at the time, who they were introduced to, and she did mine as well. And so I was able to transition without doing a big chop or anything like that, and getting, getting my hair to become natural. And I actually did not get a handle on my hair even. It grew, but it just didn't grow in its best state. And I've had leave out issues, and those are things that I'm still trying to correct and still trying to learn how to do and things like that. So that's what y'all are going, y'all seeing on this channel and stuff is our journey to learn how to truly take care of our hair. So, and that's where I am now.
Same for me. Like she said, we didn't do a big chop, no transitioning, nothing like that. And had we had to have done that, I probably wouldn't be natural.
Right.
And would be suffering to this day because I'm very happy about my natural hair.
The next question, when did you go natural? I would say more like 10 years ago because we weren't natural when we first got our weaves, we were going natural. So if you think about it in the ways of not transitioning, and you're fully natural, I would say we're probably natural 2007. Do you ever consider getting another relaxer? Well, no.
I won't.
What's one characteristic your guy must possess?
I mean, we all want our man to love, and care for us and those types of things. But I think that, to me, I feel like people, they can be caring people, loving people, but if you don't put it into action, then, it means nothing. And so I want for my guy to have the ability to put into action his kindness, his caring, his loving, I think a caring gesture, and, not to be nasty or anything like that, but a caring gesture is a guy going into Target and picking up some pads or whatever, and if I'm cramping real bad or whatever and he don't feel like doing it, but I gotta go in there and I'm cramping and feeling all bad and he don't want to go in there and get the darn pads because he don't want to be embarrassed, then to me that's not caring, because like if you had to wear pads, I would go in there for you.
If you get to have to wear the pants,
I would have to go in there for you. So, like, yeah, I mean, I just feel like, that's a really caring gesture, but you got to put it into action. And there are many people who are very kind people. They just don't put, a lot of characteristics or whatever into action.
And I want my guy, he has to be thoughtful because I feel like if he's thoughtful, then all the other things will come into, fall into place. Like, I'm a very independent type person, but at the same time, like, I want my husband my boyfriend, I don't think I would require, if you will, that, the same level that I would for my husband, because I just don't feel like that's really fair. But so for my husband, I want him to be thoughtful enough to say, hey, Kim, you need gas in your car. Like, he looks in there. He doesn't have to even ask me. Or You know, like I want him to think ahead of me. And I want him to do, because I kind of try to anticipate what people need, like a need. And so I would like for him to try to anticipate my need. I want him to know me that well to be able to do that. And I feel like you can, because like I said, that's something that I try to do. So I don't feel like it's anything that is too much to ask. I just think
especially
that,
when our dad does that. He'll tell us, get gas.
Right.
Get gas. Do you need gas? Do you need, you know, he's always asking about our gas. Gotta have gas in the car. I don't know. I guess that's a man thing.
Gotta get out.
Because our mom's husband, he also
Yeah.
fills the car. He goes to fill the car up with
Right.
gas. When we go to Dallas or whatever, he does it for their car. He does it for ours. Maybe it is a man thing. I don't know. But you got to get the right type of man. And obviously, they're thoughtful, you know, in that respect. You know, they are. They're very thoughtful. They are thoughtful.
Louis Vuitton or Chanel?
I say Chanel because I love the quilted design that they have, you know, and I love like their pieces. They're very classic and girly too. They have some, you know, some pieces that I guess would be considered edgy or whatever. But the number one thing though, if anybody has seen, which I'm very sure you've all seen, The Devil Wears Prada, and there's this necklace, I was glued and sold after that. But there was this necklace that Anne Hathaway's character had on, and it was a pearl necklace with the Chanel C's, and there was like a ribbon or a bow or something here, and it was so cute, and I loved how she had it with this blazer and some knee-high boots, and it was, oh my gosh, her hair was sleek, straight, babe, it was a bomb, like somehow it was so pretty. But and I fell in love with Chanel then.
Yeah, I'm a Chanel fan too. I've always loved Chanel. I love their brand, love how clean it is, how classic it is. It's one of those brands that you can pretty much fit with anything and it can work. So it's like, I would say it's high-end staples. You know, like, I mean, you can't really go wrong with a really good black and white tweed. Black and white, you really can't go wrong with. Black and white works for mostly anybody, you know, depending on the, you know, different shades and stuff, of course. But, you know, like, I mean, it's classic. It's just clean. For her last question, how often do we read our Bibles?
I try to read my Bible every morning. That's when I usually have my devotion time. And, yeah, I think that, you know, reading your Bible is very important, and so I want to make sure that it's, you know, the number one thing on my list before I start my day off.
Yeah, I do try to read my Bible every morning. If I don't get to get it in the morning, then I try to do it at night. I'm not perfect at it. I do try my best to read my Bible and pray. Every day, daily.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's something that's super important to do because you want to be able to know the word, you want to be able to rightly divide the word, and you want to be able to
live it.
Yeah, to live it and to be close to the Lord, to commune with Him.
So that sums up our 21 questions video. If you want more videos like these, then let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. We love you guys so much.
And
okay.
Oh, and don't forget to turn on notifications.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget to tell somebody about it.
Right. And don't forget to...
And don't... No. Bye, guys.